looks like Mr. Grove is now your attorney because your previous attorney has retired. So, have you met him? You know him?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We'll be today, Judge. I apologize.
Let's see where we are on this thing, because it was. All right. You were charged with the second-degree felony of aggravated assault, but this one isn't going to be easy for you because you've got these prior convictions back to 91, and then looks like they're all in 91. Was that on the same day? Yeah. No, January 3rd of 91, and then November of 91, you were convicted of felony aggravated assault on a peace officer. 91 was not a good year for you, obviously, but this says that doesn't say that that was the last conviction or any of the others were in sequence from the previous conviction. So this second degree felony, the way it's indicted, if all of this was true, you would be enhanced to a first degree felony punishment. So you're looking at up to life imprisonment here. So obviously this is real important. And Mr. Grove is going to represent you. This was an initial appearance. We're going to set this for an announcement.
4 weeks would be good.
And
Judge.
4 weeks, good.
And I can talk.
Okay. And hold on, just one other thing. Oh, okay. This is family assault.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Where is the complaint, Acacia? Where is she now?
She left out.
With you,
Yes, sir.
sir?
Yes, sir. She came to court.
She came with you?
I came.
Did she come with you?
Yes, sir. I caught the bus.
Well, why is she here, do you think?
She's here. Supporting.
Why would she be supporting you?
Sick of married.
You committed a crime, according to the grand jury, against your wife,
Yes, sir.
which the marriage does not give you any right to commit crimes to the person you, quote, love
Yes, sir.
and was, quote, devoted to.
Yes, sir.
So you think it's a better crime? It's all right to commit a crime? Assault. This was aggravated assault. Let's see. Striking her about the head and body with your hands, and then used a deadly weapon, namely a knife, during the commission of the assault. That's what the indictment says.
That didn't happen.
Okay.
If I had $1 every time somebody said that, but they say that, and you'd be surprised how many people plead guilty or are found guilty in spite of them saying that. That's why we have the process. The rule is also, you shall not have any contact with the victim. She's the victim. I'm not sure you followed that rule. I mean, I know what's going on. Too often this happens. You think you can assault the person you, quote, love, like your spouse or girlfriend, and it's generally the man who's accused of this. But then after it's over with and you get charged, you're in a spot. And then you go plead for mercy from the victim. And they're put in a bad position to feel guilty that you committed the crime and you hurt them. And they're supposed to feel guilty. Is that the way it works? That's the way it's working. I see this over and over and over again. It's not fair to the lady. It's not fair to the spouse, even when it's a man who's the victim. Were y'all married ceremoniously?
So we were married at court.
Okay, it was a ceremony.
So,
Well, you took vows.
so
Well, I can guarantee you, the grand jury says you broke those. But but the point is that you're not supposed to have any contact. You're not supposed to make that lady feel badly about this. I'm not going to allow this thing to be dismissed. We're going to let a jury decide this. But you can't have any contact with her. You can't get near her. In fact, I want a GPS device so I know where you are at all times. Because you've already broken the rule. And the bondsman told you that. Everybody's got the same bond conditions, sir. Do you have a bondsman?
So,
Hold on. This is serious.
so,
We've got somebody charged with an aggravated assault, and he has now broken the rules, and he's with her, and is obviously
so she paying.
you can sit over there until you stop interrupting me,
So,
because it's obvious
so,
with your 1, 2, 3, 4 prior convictions, which are drugs, burglary, aggravated assault, and now a new aggravated assault. You've got a hard time following the rules. You've got a propensity. But the thing that bothers me here, you can make your bad choices, but it's the people who you hurt. And especially your wife. That's what the grand jury says. Now, you're presumed innocent, but still, sir, this is serious allegations, and the rules are the rules. You can't have any contact with her, even if you're married. I'm sorry about that. And it's just, the real sad thing is a bunch of strangers like me have to intervene into your private life so that you can do the right thing that's decent and based upon the vows you took to your wife. Honor and support. I mean, that was all, I'm sure, included in what the judge probably told you about what you're supposed to do for someone you claim you love. You're supposed to work as a team, not as an enemy where you can, let's see, threaten her with a knife and cause bodily injury by striking her. She said to the police, you struck her in her mouth. Really? You're going to hit somebody, a woman in the face with your hand, causing her lip to bleed? Tried to get away to wipe her face. You followed her, struck her again on the top of her head with your hand, retrieved the knife, approached her while you held the knife. You struck her in the right eye with a closed fist, causing a laceration. Really? To a lady? Well, anyway, I don't like this. We're going to protect this poor lady from evil people like you. This is evil, especially with this rich criminal history of yours. This is the first time convicted of aggravated assault on a peace officer. The rules don't apply to you. You just assault people, whether they're in authority or whether they're supposed to be somebody you're supposed to love and honor, protect. Gee whiz. Man, what planet are you from? Sir? Are you from Earth? You don't treat people like this, especially somebody you love. I'm railing on now because it's just not right.
so,
It's not decent. Not morally right, but it's not legally right. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Nothing? Nothing? You don't see anything wrong with this accusation? You don't see anything wrong here? All right.
Your Honor,
All right.
because I have not met Mr. Grace, and that's not his fault, it's my fault if we have not discussed it. I can go over the no contact. Also can speak to Mrs. Grace after this hearing. I'd like to ask the court to reset this for about 4 weeks. So
I'd like
Mr. Grace and
work
I can make
that
sure
work that through the DA's, through the Mr. Laird and the DA's office, because what's happened here in how long of he was indicted in January. So what's happened here, it has obviously not just occurred overnight. I mean, he's been uh, disobeying the rules of law and the rules of this court in all cases in a consistent pattern, obviously, not only for years, but in this case. And I want to make sure that this lady is protected. I mean, she can't suffer this kind of treatment and then him not follow the rules. I mean, I imagine she's probably thinking, my God, I got assaulted. And now what am I supposed to do? Where do I go? How do I mean, he's a bully and a thug is the way the grand jury puts it. What's a poor lady to do? Where's she supposed to go for help? Where's she supposed to go for help?
Yes, sir. It's my understanding they did not come down here together. She drove, he rode a bus so they would not have contact. But I can talk to Miss Grace and I'm sure Mr. Laird would be happy to talk to her.
I want a GPS device so I know where you are. You can't have any contact with her until I otherwise order it. You're going to have to, in 24 hours, have a GPS device on you. Where do you live? This is an easy question. Where do you live?
Just got an apartment on North Street. I gotta go get the lease today.
Okay. What's the address, sir?
That's it.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You're making this up, aren't
No,
you?
sir, I'm not making this up. I should call my case manager right now. It's Spinnertown. They gave me a voucher for an apartment for the whole year.
He's unable to stay in the same house with his wife.
That's right.
Judge.
That's the
Obviously,
rule.
He understands that. This is a separate place and
It's
you
on
got
North
it through
Street.
Toppy HMR.
Yes, sir. 70 across from the Career Center.
Well, where are you employed? Are you working somewhere?
No, sir.
When was the last time you had an income
I haven't been working.
that wasn't government subsidized, an income where you worked for someone?
I've been going through treatment through Spinnertown.
Were you going through treatment in 91 when you committed all these crimes? 30 years ago? Were you in treatment back then in 91? That's a yes or no. Okay.
Taking medication, psychiatric medication.
Mhm.
Take like 12 pills.
Sir,
Take like 12 pills.
you mean right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But that doesn't mean you can assault people and threaten them, right?
Yeah.
This is terrible. We're lucky something bad didn't happen that wasn't even worse. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to bog down any longer, but the worst thing is on our watch here. Something bad happens to her. You do something like this that's worse because we know what you have the capability of doing. And then you're not following the rules that we're supposed to enforce to protect you. Freeze the action. What is your bond right now?
40,000.
Who posted that?
My hand.
Why aren't you taking care of yourself? Independent, like being in the church.
Looking for jobs.
I mean, my goodness, sir, how old are you?
What?
51. And you're still dependent on others? And committing crimes? Again? You got 4 convictions, felony convictions here. You're supposed to be learning from
Yes, sir.
your mistakes. I'm worried about that lady. Well, anyway, they say she's out there, but she may not be aware of what authority and power she has to protect herself from this guy.
I'm gonna go talk to her.
Please meet with her and inform her of. This is a mess now we're having to fix because of you. Look, I want an announcement here in 4 weeks.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
do
I
that?
I'm just with Mr. Grace talking about his spindle top and MHMR. It may take a little while for me to get that
I know.
information from them, Judge. That's the only thing.
The
So,
safety of people are at risk here.
yes, sir.
I know
understand. I'm
yeah,
just-
you have to take care of your client, but we
Yes,
got
sir.
people who with 4 prior convictions, a felony crime of violence, aggravated assault on a peace officer, and now aggravated assault on his wife.
Yes, sir.
This is just, we
Those
got a lit
30
fuse on a stick of dynamite here.
Those were 30-some years ago, Judge. I'm not saying.
No, I'm talking about, it was, but it's,
The priors, I'm sorry.
but David, you know, what the great author wrote, the past is never really in the past. It's with us. It doesn't disappear. It may be a while back, but it's not disappeared.
Yes, sir.
Well, that was. Who wrote that? It was great. Anyway,
So
believe.
4 weeks.
get a resetting. And we need you to take care of that business on where you're going to be,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
and don't have any contact with the lady unless the court grants it. Thank you, sir. Denise,